demonstration of leadership by President Trump. When he promoted Operation Warp Speed, he was looking at all of the different remedies, including vaccines.
Therapeutics, everything.
Therapeutic, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, famotidine, even chlorine dioxide. And he was not looking at shutting down our country for the year, forcing people to wear masks for a year, forcing all social distancing that did not have any scientific basis, which Dr. Fauci has now acknowledged. He said we took it out of thin air. But all of those changed during the Biden administration. And it became very...
So many conspiracy theories, just from the last 4 or 5 years, that have turned out to be true. We probably have to come up with new conspiracy theories, which then will turn out to be true. So this whole framing of things as being conspiracy theories, that is just their ridiculous attempt to get people to not even listen to it. So to discredit it from the get-go, but it's not working anymore. Like I said, so many things have been uncovered and have been exposed as being the truth, rather than it being a conspiracy theory. We were really able to uncover a lot of lies. We exposed all of the narratives about this mRNA injection being safe and effective, which it wasn't. Then it was claimed this mRNA injection, it saved 20 million lives. It's a blatant lie. That is a number that then the representative of EMA, she actually had to admit to it. That number pertains to all vaccines ever in history, but we were just talking about the mRNA injection. So it's a blatant lie when you say it saved 20 million lives. On the contrary, the mRNA injections, they may have very well killed 17 million people around the world. So there is nothing safe and effective about it. They never even tested that stuff. So
we started to get really interested in vaccine injury because it was a new disease, it was a new problem. And I also want to tell you another deception. The entire country medical system calls the chronic problems after COVID, they call it long COVID, right? You've heard of the term,
yes,
disease long COVID. So I'm an expert at it. But the reality is, if you look at my practice, maybe 1,200 patients, 70% are long vax, not long COVID, meaning all of their issues, the syndromes, started after the vaccine, not COVID. The vast majority are long vax. And so the only disease that's recognized in this country is long COVID. All the academic medical centers, they have these little long COVID clinics. It's not vaccine injury clinics, it's long COVID clinics. So there's this constant burying of the role of the vaccine in what's befallen society.
Well, why? I mean, that's so evil that it's hard to believe it's happening.
It threatens so much. It not only threatens the reputation, credibility of our health agencies, which is already, I think, splintered and fragmented.
Yes,
I mean,
forever.
A week ago, a paper was published in Journal of American Medical Association. I just saw it this morning, where they actually surveyed people's attitudes towards the agencies and the vaccines. And a majority, about half to 60%, all have concerns over whether these things are safe. Now, I don't think that was going to be the answer 2 years ago, but a good portion of society now is now questioning not only whether the agencies are telling the truth when they make these proclamations, but you can see it in their hesitancy to get the boosters. I mean, those numbers are plummeting. So I do think that people are slowly becoming aware. But for those of us who've been aware for a long time and have been trying to fight to get people informed, it's been a war. It's been a long couple of years, and all of us have suffered from censorship, loss of jobs. I've lost 3 jobs in COVID from my advocacy and expertise, and so it hasn't been easy. But we
lost jobs in science.
Now, there's another clip I want to play you, this time from the other side of the world. This is from Fremantle in Western Australia, and this follows a lot of local democratic movement from Port Hedland. And again, this is Dr. Sally Price expressing local concerns, but given a voice through local democracy. Let's listen to Dr. Price now. Thank you.
Dr. Sally Price, 6162, medical doctor. Imagine this, a local restaurant causes a food poisoning outbreak. People are hospitalised, lives are lost. Or a bar serves adulterated drinks, killing its customers, like the recent tragedy in Laos. The reaction, outrage, investigations, headlines, immediate action. You'd avoid those places, warn your loved ones, demand accountability. That's what happens when lives are at stake. Now imagine this. People are walking unknowingly, unwittingly into medical facilities, rolling up their sleeves, as encouraged by the Frio Council, and unknowingly taking shots that, due to the previously detailed DNA contamination that we've already sent the Council, and its effects, for some, are a death sentence, a game of Russian roulette, with outcomes ranging from sudden death. Sudden adult death syndrome is a new term to me after 35 years in practice, to cancer, strokes, infertility, or lifelong disability. The response, silence, not from you or me, but from those we trust to protect us. Why? Because facing this truth isn't safe or popular, but leadership isn't about comfort, it's about responsibility. For the unaware, let's clarify. In Port Hedland, a morgue 5 times the usual size had to be built to handle the surge in dead bodies. Newspapers now dedicate pages, not columns, to death notices. Excess deaths, as detailed, those above the expected average, have risen, varying between 9 and 24% in the last 4 years. These aren't just numbers, these are people. Someone's child, someone's parent, someone's best friend. This council has a legal duty of care to protect the health and safety of its residents. It has a duty to mitigate foreseeable harm. These are not optional responsibilities. These are legal obligations. Ignoring them is a failure of governance, a dereliction of duty, and a betrayal of public trust. Council's legal duty, like other councils who have stepped up, is to protect the health and safety of its residents. Leaders in councils across Australia are stepping up. Why not here? Why not now? We are at a tipping point. Will this council choose to uphold its duty of care, or will it protect its image at the expense of lives? I ask you, not only as a qualified medical doctor, but as a fellow human being, to stand for truth, stand for action, and stand for the people you were elected to serve.
Well, I wanted to play those couple of clips expressing local concern because they are local and haven't got very wide publicity and distribution. Now, the Fremantle Council in Western Australia, I believe, passed the motions, and it's contacted higher authorities in Australia to escalate their concerns. Don't know what's happening in Montana yet. If you live in Montana, do feel free to update me.